Hello friends and welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan and I'm going to tell you whether this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Remnant from the Ashes. Is this a third-person shooter? Is it Dark Souls? What exactly is Remnant of the Ashes? Well, it's certainly a good time with friends. And some more stuff, so let's dive in. Remnant from the Ashes is an Xbox and PC cross-release that also features crossplay and cross-save, which is awesome. Play cross-platform. Although it doesn't have the XS logo, allegedly it has an XS update. I don't know either way. It runs at 60 on both Xbox Series S and Series X, so that's fine. And the game is about 13 to 15 hours long and encourages replays, and there's 2 pieces of paid DLC you can add on to it. So what is Remnant from the Ashes? Well, it is a semi-linear third-person shooter game with a high difficulty level and a few nods to the Soulsborne franchise, though calling it third-person shooter Dark Souls isn't entirely accurate. The main gameplay is the shooting, where you have one handgun and one long gun. These can be upgraded in a Titanite Souls-esque upgrade system, as can your armor, which also provides passive benefits. To each gun, you can equip a mod that grants a chargeable ability. These can include things like healing, fire bullets, so on and so forth. The other way to upgrade is through traits, which you earn by doing random things throughout the game, be it defeating bosses or performing certain actions. Leveling up gives you a trait point that you can use to upgrade any of the traits you've acquired, and there's a lot to choose from. The Souls element comes in from the small chunks of exploration shortcuts and an Estus bonfire system. Each area has a checkpoint where you can refill your hearts, basically your healing flasks, but it will respawn all the weaker enemies in an area. You will then explore the area, taking out foes with shooting and third-person combat until you find a smaller dungeon area, which will often end in a boss. Lather, rinse, repeat, and that's Remnant from the Ashes. That's what I like about this game. The shooting and dodge mechanics in this game are mwah, chef's kiss. Second to none. Some of the best third-person shooting I've ever played. The dodge has a great iframes, the enemies do really well at projecting their attacks, and so the difficulty of the enemies, which it is fairly high, is mitigated because you are given a lot of options in how to deal with them. Co-op is just phenomenal. I can't oversell it, but single player is fun as well, and it's kind of neat that they're 2 very different experiences, but I definitely recommend getting this with some friends, and this game's bosses are really great. They are very difficult, and they often require you to mix up and change your build in order to proceed, which I love it when games do stuff like that. In terms of the bad, I like the randomized world, but it doesn't stop the game from feeling very samey. You go to a big area, you explore it to find a smaller area that takes you to the next big area, that takes you to the next smaller area. It gets fairly samey over time. And because of how scaling works, expect difficulty spikes across this, especially on certain bosses. The difficulty overall is fairly high, and that might be a turnoff for some players. I will say my one friend who doesn't like hard games did really like this game. And lastly, this game does have some minor bugs and glitches across the entire game that we encountered, especially in the PC version. As you know, rate games on a 3-point scale. Must play, maybe consider, don't buy. This is a must play if you enjoy these types of games. Remnant from the Ashes was on my to-play list for years, and I just never got around to it. And now I wish I had sooner because I had such a great time with it. Playing with friends was an absolute blast. One we found hard to tear ourselves away from. We played like 4 hours straight. But playing solo was also really engaging thanks to the incredibly high challenge and upgradable traits and perks system. When the difficulty and repetition, it may turn some people away, those who persevere and bring buddies will find an excellent shooter that provides an enjoyable challenge from start to finish. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy the hell out of Remnant from the Ashes.